I'm Rock Girl Bridget with FM99. I'm here at the Norva with Dustin from Starset. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the singer of Starset, and I write the songs and do a lot of the designing of the stage show.
And for people who haven't seen any of your shows, what do you think their most anticipated moment for tonight's going to be?
Good question. If you've never seen a Starset demonstration, there is a lot to take in because we always add new production. So for people that just saw us 2 months ago, there's a lot of new stuff. So if you've never seen us, I think the first thing that might be interesting is the guys in the band wear spacesuits that are automated and computerized and have like thrusters in them. It's all automated, and we have a live cellist and a live violinist, and they wear some crazy stuff, and we really blend the symphonics and the electronics all visually. And then there's a lot of high-tech video happening as well, so, and then a lot more than that, so hopefully we blow minds, I guess.
And so I've heard about the light show. The lights are supposed to be really crazy out there tonight. That's your idea, right?
A lot of the elements are, yeah. And the way it works is as well. Some of it, we have a light tech with us who helps to run things, and there's actually a laser show in addition to all of the lights and the cryo and the hazers and it's just insane. It's fun.
What's your favorite part about the show? Your personal favorite part?
The last note. No, I'm just kidding.
When it's over, really?
No. Well, actually, to be honest, the last note when you just crushed it. So it's also fun just stepping out there. And there's also a moment at some one portion of the way through the demonstration where you know everything is working because there's a lot of moving components and everything has been going swimmingly, and you know it's just it's gonna coast on the way out. It's gonna stay at this high level of quality because that's what we try to put on our best show every night, and sometimes it's more difficult than others. So when you get to that moment where it's just going, I think that's the spot.
Okay, so you did research for the Air Force and taught at the International Space University. This is correct? Mm-hmm. How did you switch careers from doing something like that into music?
So they were kind of in tandem. I was teaching associate at the International Space University right before I got a record deal with Epic Records with my last band. So I was actually writing and recording while working on a master's and then a PhD and doing this research, all while trying to get a major record deal. And then it became more of a solely music thing once that band went away. So.
Okay, so would you ever consider going back?
I've thought about that. This project incorporates some of that knowledge, but not to a high level. And what it actually does is, I think more on a broad scale, there's a lot of moving pieces with all of this, and it's making me more rounded. But also, I wonder if I went back to that high level of research, if I could still just be so focused on that one little, that bleeding edge, that leading edge of tech. You have to be obsessed with it. I don't know if I could do it, but who knows? I might do some engineering at some point.
Your songs have sci-fi themes. Did you have a lot of favorite sci-fi books or movies? How did this come about?
Let's see. The first sci-fi book that really got me was probably Fahrenheit 451, and Ray Bradbury books are all kind of, I love them, but various other sci-fi novels like Dune and I'm trying to think of just ones that are really, really got me. I really like Hugh Howey has this, it's called Wool, and then there's 3 other books after that that are really, really cool. Those are the ones that come to mind as being favorites. Movies, it's so many. I actually wrote like 100 once for an article, and they asked for my top 5, and I was like, I can't do this. So I actually made 5 categories. So it's like my favorite sci-fi cerebral movie is Moon, and I left Star Wars out because that's just a gimme. What else? Oblivion for like blockbuster and production style, like modern sci-fi. Classic sci-fi is 2001: A Space Odyssey, and sci-fi horror. That would be Event Horizon. I don't know what the other one was. I'm drawing a blank, but yeah.
So a lot of sci-fi movies have sequels. Is that why your songs kind of go together like that?
Are you from Virginia? You just had a little bit of country there.
I know, they get on that. I am from Virginia. I'm probably the southern country.
Okay, it's so your state is much like Ohio, where we have a southern. There's areas with a southern sound, even though you would think Ohio's a north state. So interesting. I didn't catch the question because I just ADD'd on that. What was it?
I was just asking you how you get all of your songs. They kind of all fall into place. It's like one right after the other. Was that something that sci-fi kind of incorporated because all of those have sequels?
Mm-hmm. So with our records, they are essentially soundtracks to narratives, and the narrative shifts and then there's a new record. And with these, we've put a lot of work into making the record, the songs all act as one cohesive record with a nice dynamic and rising tension and similar to a movie. And we try to bridge the songs as well with musical interludes. So yeah, it's essentially inspired by the sci-fi narrative itself.
How long does something like that generally take? Because there's a lot of depth in your music as well.
It takes a long time, so I always get pissed at the label when they're like, so let's let's get some more music. I'm like, okay, that took literally a year's work, most of the year, and it's a lot of work. I'm usually write about 40 song starts and whittle it down over time, and it's a labor of love, but it's also terrifying. So when the people start talking about the next record, you're just like, oh God, here we go. Yeah.
Who were your influences?
For Starset, it's pretty vast, I would say. In the rock world, Deftones and Tool and Breaking Benjamin and 30 Seconds to Mars and Muse, and the list goes on and on. That's on the rock side. And then on the cinematic side, Hans Zimmer and Sigur Rós and groups like that. And then there's a lot of electronic elements. A lot of EDM groups inspire me, more recently on the recent stuff. But other electronic, Nine Inch Nails as well when we get into this more dirty electronics. So initially probably started with my mom and let's see, Phil Collins tapes. Used to play them all the time, and I discovered drums from a fill in Phil Collins and In the Air Tonight, actually. And then I started playing drums, and then I discovered Metallica, and I wanted to be in a band, and I started playing guitar. And after that, I fell in love with writing songs, I think from the Weezer Blue album. And then it just kept growing and growing from there.
What's the most memorable moment from being out on the road?
Okay. Yeah. There's a high correlation with...
Do we need categories?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you got me. You understand me. Yeah. I'll have to collate it in an entire list here, and then I'm going to have to boil it down into categories, and then I'm going to have to rank those categories. Trying to do that on the fly, it's very hard. Memorable moments. Yeah, well, I just, Breaking Benjamin was one of the bands that early on sort of adopted us and believed in us and brought us out, and so those early shows were very special. And Ben had me come out and sing. That was really cool moment because I was a big fan for a long time, and that's one that comes to mind. But there are different categories. Like, yeah, some of the more memorable ones are ironically not memorable because I can't remember them. I'm just kidding. I never drink. Sober, never drink. No. We get drunk sometimes, so I'm not gonna lie.
Just from time to time.
Yeah.
What about, right off the top of your head, I know you said it's gonna be hard, funniest memory?
Funniest memory. There are a lot. I've signed a lot of weird things. Weird things that are funny. But we find some funny stuff. We're laughing out loud every single day, so it's hard to... That one's even harder. And the guys are always really much better at, like, pulling those things up. Mm-hmm. I never can think of this stuff. I have no idea. Yeah, like I said, every single day. We used to do Vine.
Breath from the Greet and Eat.
Yeah, we used to do Vine. You know, yeah. We were like obsessed with that, and then it like went away. Whatever.
That was like a real short thing.
Yeah, I don't have anything for you. I'm sorry.
That's fine. So you guys just put out a graphic novel called The Prox Transmissions. How did that get put together?
It's actually based on a novel that the Starset Society put out initially. And we had some meetings with Marvel, to low-level meetings talking about music mostly. And after 2 meetings, they ended up offering a graphic novel deal. So taking that novel and turning it into a graphic novel, and it's been pretty cool. And there's going to be a second novel, and hopefully it just grows from there. And
that's where your tattoos and stuff...
No, this is just nerdy space stuff.
They don't have anything to do with your music whatsoever?
Nope.
Now that you have graphics coming out, would you get a tattoo of any of that?
Probably not. Probably not. That's sort of cheesy. That's like wearing your own T-shirt on stage, which might be wise.
I have my own name tag.
Oh yeah, so people know who you are. That's good. But yeah, no, this is all just, I have like Carl Sagan as a Terminator and Einstein as a weird, I don't know, like space visionary cyborg. And what else? Nikola Tesla with a pulsar star map coming out of his forehead. And various other nerdy things.
Thank you, Dustin, for talking to me today. And I can't wait to see the show.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.